haven't seen that yet. Must be doing his adult job.
No gloves?
Blue towel, we're just gonna have to be quick about it. Years of experience.
That was quick.
Boom.
Molasses.
Yeah, it's pretty dark.
That is really dark. I changed the soil when we put the Akrapovic on.
Yeah. How many miles?
It's not that many since then. Maybe 3,000-4,000.
Yeah. This time. Yeah. That's what happens when you push things to their limits. Eventually you find the limit and you regret it.
That's racing.
Yeah, that's why track days and all that shit are not for people who can't afford it. You know, somebody else could collide into you and you just totaled your bike you can't afford to fix or whatever. Or you do one of those and you just blow it up. Track days are expensive.
Yeah, you can see part of the valve jammed into the top of the piston.
Yeah. Yeah, all the way through.
That's amazing.
So 12,000 RPM, the thing just decided to try to stop. It's like, well, you get all that metal flying around at those speeds. It's like a train, you know, asking a train to stop instantly. Well, that ain't gonna happen.
$1,260. Every one I found is like 1,200, 17 plus, whatever. And then they say 1,260, 15 plus. I'm like, they didn't do the 1,260 and 15 plus.
Is the cover on the DVT different between a 1200 and a...
You know what it says? It says, they always say like Enduro 17 plus.
Okay.
And so when I looked up the Enduro cover number and this cover number, the numbers aren't exactly the same.
It's just a fucking clock sitting here. Alright, let's just see if we can...
I think if we just have it like this, it's out of the way.
Alright,
What do you think?
let's see how she goes. Lock tight. Where's it?
Yeah, you gotta get that out of the way. Are those Loctited or just torqued?
These are just torqued. It's like 10 newton meters. It's literally less than hand tight.
A baffle?
Yeah, it's literally for noise emissions.
For the clutch noise?
Yeah. Oh, that one's the long one.
No wet clutches were
He's the long one.
noisy.
Everything's noisy. But if they could save a decibel or two here, they could put a decibel or two into the exhaust, which is kind of what Ducati likes to do.
Strategy.
That's how they got away with the 1199 and those being so loud. Saved all that engine noise.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Channeled it somewhere where they wanted it. Alright.
blue's pretty good. Yeah. You heard it that one hit. Get a little. So wiggling it on.
Okay. Oh. There we go. There is like a plate in there.
Yeah, it's literally a noise emissions baffle.
Huh.
I'm pretty sure if you pull those bolts out, there's a piece of rubber behind it. You can actually see a little bit of it.
Oh yeah, that's interesting.
Just absorbs some of the noise and all that stuff.
That is interesting.
The new one, definitely not going to have it clear, but you're not going to notice much of any difference as far as sound goes.
Mm-hmm. Definitely want to get all the little bits of the original goo out, right?
Yeah, these look like snakes.
Yeah. This is gonna be a gasket maker oil resistant.
Hour and a half, 2 hours. I watched YouTube videos that were 10 minutes long. Yeah, but they cut the boring bits out.
They didn't clean the surface.
Well, they did. They just cut it out of the video.
Oh, gotcha. Why is it called Squid Game? Is it called Squid Game?
Yeah. It was a Korean children's game, the Squid Game.
Oh.
It's just like a schoolyard game they would play in Korea. It's like brushing your teeth.
Don't try this at home. Do not brush your teeth with this.
Not dentist recommended. Just basically bind up. You gotta allow for
So having this
heat expansion and stuff.
Yeah, having this little separation between one and the other and a spring tension on there reduces the lash.
Yeah, so the spring gear basically
Yeah,
stops it from chattering. You know, the
that makes sense.
straight cut gears make a lot of noise.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's clever.
So it's just again another noise emission thing
Yeah.
to cut down on stuff. You remember Roy from MCC, Daytona 675?
Yeah.
He would race the little portion of the split gear broke and all the little teeth fell off.
Oh wow.
And
They just
ended
ground up in there?
Ended up in his engine, and it was a bad day. So it's literally, when we put it back together, I left that bit out. You could take the circlip and get rid of that outer gear and the springs and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, we did that just because it's literally a noise emission thing. On
Right.
a race bike, you couldn't care less about
Right.
the lash noise.
Yeah, I think when people normally think of noise emissions, they just think of the exhaust.
No,
But then there's
the
so many
entire
other things
engine,
inside
yeah.
the engine. Little things that you'd never think of.
Yeah, most of the stuff you'll never see.
Yeah, like that baffle in the case cover, and this like split gear
Yeah, there's all sorts of little
tricks.
tricks they do everywhere. Like I said, you save a couple decibels here, a couple decibels
You
there.
could throw those decibels
You-
back in the
You could
exhaust.
spend those decibels elsewhere. You know, whatever's important to
Yeah,
you.
that's smart. Sometimes I see the Ducabike clear clutch cover, and the people just leave all this stamped metal in there, and it's kind of like, I don't know. It doesn't really match all the beautiful, you know, CNC machined case, and then you leave all the stock stamped production looking stuff inside.
The last one I seen, he replaced the pressure plate, but without the ring.
Mm-hmm. Why would you do
It
that?
looks so weird.
It's only a few extra dollars. You're already spending so many hundreds of dollars.
It just looks so strange.
Just go all the way. I don't know, to each their own, but I don't really get it. Nice.
Okay.
Now we can inspect the clutch.
Gotta fish out these guys.
Like little expansion clips.
I think
expanding
they're just like a harder steel.
Mm-hmm.
So when the spring sits, it's not eating into like the aluminum.
That makes sense. Basically like a washer.
Yeah, like a fancy washer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who's bothering me? Nobody. Okay. Get in there. Of course. She's gonna fight. Get in there.
Pretty tight tolerance on that, huh?
Yeah, it's just one of those things you don't want vibrating around.
Mm-hmm. Those just go in anyway, right?
Yeah, they'll just clip in.
Mm-hmm.
Now you gotta line up your ramps. And then spin it. Like that.
so beautiful. Yeah, so you gotta pull the clutch in before you pack this thing up, and it's gotta move a little bit, right?
Yeah, you just want to make sure the lever feels nice and you're getting
Yeah, it's moving in and out.
getting disengagement in the plates.
Yep,
I'd rather find out now than
Yep.
later.
definitely.
Get it all buttoned up. I'm like, ah, shit, it doesn't work.
In case I wasn't sure.
I've got, I bought more because I took that one of yours. I bought more.
Yeah.
There's extras in my truck I'll give you. I had that and some other random parts for you.
I usually bought them at Harbor Freight, but this last round I bought from Amazon. It was like a 6-pack off Amazon.
No shit. It's
Yeah,
cheap.
yeah. Where you getting? You've been working. You get these breaks and shit. What's going
Right.
on here?
Tell me about it. It's like a real job. Where,
Your paychecks show up on time and
yeah,
stuff.
everything's on time. You get benefits.
What?
Benefits.
Fuck's a benefit?
A bunch of vacation.
Isn't that what the pay is for? What's your benefit? Your benefit is the satisfaction of working here.
Yeah.
It should have. This might be the last hoorah for this goo. Another thing I like to do by hand that most people don't.
It's because you're an artist.
I see so many guys like actually use that little like nozzle at the end to like squeeze it out onto there. I was like, I don't trust that. Alright.
Big moment.
Find the hole. Dowel pins. Is that it?
It's too easy.
I guess that was it. Normally a dowel pin fights you. This is where my layout
The longer one
should
was
go here.
over here.
And then the longest one goes here.
Yeah.
But I like to just lay them out in
Yep.
an order, so that way when I'm going back together, you don't accidentally mix it up.
What's that screw there for?
It's oil pressure passages.
Uh-huh.
I just seen this washer they provided you, which is the same as those, but I guess it's just a spare. Because this one got
Does it
it,
have it?
that one's got it. So I just wanted to make sure that they were tight.
Okay.
Okay.
Not quite the same experience as peeling a new iPhone.
Doesn't help I cut my nails yesterday, yeah. Oh god.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
new clear clever unboxing.
It's like there's just like hairs on the end, so you're trying to like grab. I just want to peel off rather than start the peeling.
It looks as though they have the
wrapped and then they
They're wrapped
cut
and
it.
then they cut it. Yeah, and that's why the wrap is so frayed.
Yeah.
Which is smart.
And like perfectly.
Which is smart because that way the cutting process, the chips and whatnot, don't scratch up the glass. Let that fall.
It was like, what is this?
Green?
Yeah, it was.
I've
I
never
don't,
even
I don't know
seen
what
that.
brand it was, but
Oh.
it was a green pressure plate. It was like,
That's
oh
no
my
good.
God. It might not have been a wet clutch. It might have been the Ducati, just like dry clutch bikes
Mm-hmm.
that you could get all those colored accessories with, and it didn't turn out well.
That looks great. So has this been fired up yet?
Yeah. Fired it up last night to do the oil. And, make sure that it was at the right level.
All right.